Have you ever held a rock and felt a connection to the distant past? Not just any rock, but one shaped by a human ancestor over 1 million years ago. Today, we're journeying back in time to explore one of the most significant and long-lasting chapters in human history, the Acheulean Industry. This isn't just about old stones, it's about the dawn of design, the evolution of the human mind, and a tool that shaped our destiny for over 1.5 million years. So what exactly is the Acheulean Industry? The name might sound a bit complex, but the concept is revolutionary. It refers to a specific style of stone tool manufacturing, characterized by its most famous invention, the bifacial hand axe. Imagine a teardrop-shaped or oval stone, carefully worked on both sides, bifacial, to create sharp, symmetrical edges. This wasn't a random rock picked up off the ground. This was technology. This was intentional design. This was a leap forward from the simpler, more primitive Oldowan tools that came before. The story of the Acheulean begins in Africa, around 1.76 million years ago. Our protagonist? Not modern humans, but an earlier ancestor, most likely Homo erectus. These weren't the hunched-over cavemen of cartoons. Homo erectus was a game-changer, taller, with a larger brain, and the first of our ancestors to venture out of Africa and spread across vast continents. And what did they take with them on this incredible journey? Their trusty Acheulean toolkit. From the dusty plains of Africa to the river valleys of Europe and the landscapes of Asia, these hand axes became the Swiss Army knife of the Paleolithic. Think about the skill involved. To create a hand axe, you need a plan. You have to select the right kind of rock, like flint or chert, that will fracture predictably. Then, using another stone as a hammer, you strike the core with precision, knocking off large flakes to get a rough shape. This is called hard hammer percussion. But the real artistry came next. They would often switch to a softer hammer, maybe a piece of bone or antler, for more controlled and refined flaking. This soft hammer technique allowed them to thin the tool, straighten the edges, and create a beautiful, symmetrical form. This process shows abstract thinking, planning, and a sophisticated understanding of material physics. They were holding a mental template of the final product in their mind's eye. So what were these incredible tools used for? The short answer is almost everything. The pointed tip was perfect for piercing and digging, while the long, sharp edges were ideal for butchering large animals, slicing meat away from bone, and skinning hides. They could also be used to chop wood for fire or shelter, and even dig for edible roots and tubers. This versatile tool gave Homo erectus a massive advantage, allowing them to access a wider range of food sources, especially calorie-rich meat and marrow. It fundamentally changed our relationship with the environment, turning us from scavengers into formidable hunters and gatherers. One of the most mind-boggling aspects of the Acheulean industry is its incredible longevity. It lasted from about 1.76 million years ago until roughly 200,000 years ago. Let that sink in. That's over 1.5 million years. To put that in perspective, the entire history of modern agriculture is only about 12,000 years old. The pyramids of Giza are less than 5,000 years old. For a single technology to persist, relatively unchanged, for such a vast expanse of time across different continents and through dramatic climate shifts, is simply staggering. It speaks to how effective and perfectly adapted this tool was for the lifestyle of our ancient relatives. This incredible consistency also raises a fascinating question. Was this purely functional, or was there something more? Some archaeologists look at the symmetry and sometimes exquisite craftsmanship of certain hand axes and wonder if they held a symbolic meaning. Occasionally, we find hand axes that are ridiculously oversized and unwieldy for practical use or made from beautiful, unique stone. Were these status symbols? Teaching aids? Or perhaps, were they a demonstration of skill and fitness, a way of saying, "Look what I can do"? We might never know for sure, but it hints at a cognitive complexity that goes beyond simple survival. It's the first whisper of art and social signaling. As we move forward in time, the story of the Acheulean eventually comes to an end. Around 200,000 to 300,000 years ago, new, more efficient tool-making techniques began to emerge, like the Levallois technique. This new method focused on creating specialized flakes from a prepared core, leading to a more diverse and adaptable toolkit. It was the end of an era, as the iconic hand axe was gradually replaced by smaller, more specialized points and blades. This transition marks another major cognitive leap, paving the way for the technologies of Neanderthals and, eventually, our own species, Homo sapiens. So the next time you see a teardrop-shaped stone in a museum, remember it's not just a rock. It's a monument to ingenuity. It's the product of a mind that could plan, design, and create. The Acheulean hand axe represents a critical step in our journey, a tool that powered our ancestors out of Africa and across the globe. It's a tangible link to the deep past, reminding us that the drive to innovate, to shape our world, and to create beautiful, useful things has been part of the human story for a very, very long time. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into our ancient past. It's truly incredible to think about the journey that led to us. If you found this fascinating, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more stories from the history of humanity. Let me know in the comments what ancient technology you find most amazing. See you in the next video.